Stealing luxury cars, headlines exploding, and the world watching her every move. When your man gets locked up in a multi-million-dollar car theft ring, do you keep your mouth shut or finally tell your truth? After months of silence, whispers, and endless courtroom drama, Quad Web, yes, that Quad, is done hiding. And what she just shared? Baby, it's a bombshell that flips the whole story upside down. Quad has always been a powerhouse. From her fiery presence on reality TV, to her best-selling cookbook, to the way she's held her head high through public humiliation, she's been a woman of steel. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared her fans or her haters for what she just confessed. Her longtime man, known on the streets as King, has been convicted. That's right, found guilty in a high-profile, organized luxury car theft scandal, and for weeks the internet was on fire. People wanted to know, did Quad know? Was she involved? Why has she been so quiet? Well, the silence is over. In this tea-filled video, we're diving deep. Who really is King? How did he end up tangled in a luxury car theft ring worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? And how did Quad, our no-nonsense, never-shy queen, stay quiet for so long before the headlines, before the handcuffs, before the courtroom meltdown? There was just a man named King. Okay, sure, it was a nickname, but in the Atlanta social scene, King wasn't just a title. He was a persona, flashy, mysterious, dripping in designer from head to toe, and never seen in the same luxury car twice. He oozed charisma and connections, but behind that silk suit and those flashy chains, a past that nobody dared to question. And now, the truth's finally spilling out, so let's get into it. King's real name? Marquis Deshaun Brooks. And if you've ever been to a lounge in Buckhead or a red carpet event in Midtown, you've probably seen him. He had money, or at least it looked like he did. He mingled with rappers, influencers, and yes, reality stars. That's how he met Quad, back in 2021, at an invite-only charity gala. She had just divorced Dr. Gregory Lunsford and was glowing with single-woman power. King walked in wearing confidence like cologne, and baby, Quad was hooked. He seemed like a fresh start, a real one, someone who got her, who matched her energy. But while Quad was building peace, love, and a brand, King was allegedly building something else, something criminal. Late 2023, whispers started turning into sirens. Atlanta was being hit by an insane string of luxury car thefts. Range Rovers, BMWs, Audis, gone without a trace. But this wasn't random. It was organized, clean, slick, professional. And then, boom, the feds made their move. Surveillance footage, burner phones, VIN swaps, shell documents. This was a ringleader situation. And guess whose name was sitting smack in the center of the investigation? King. In early 2024, police executed a search warrant. What they found? Forged documents, VIN-altering equipment, even video of King allegedly driving off in one of the stolen cars. It was a takedown. As soon as King was arrested, all eyes snapped to Quad. Was she caught off guard, or had she been playing ride or die a little too hard? Here's where it gets even messier. Despite the public dragging, Quad didn't say a word, not a tweet, not a sassy clapback, not even a single cryptic quote post. For someone who's made a living being outspoken and raw, this total silence? It was loud, and the silence dragged on for weeks. Insiders whispered she was in shock, that she had no idea the man she was cooking dinner for was out there boosting Bentleys. She thought he'd turned his life around, one friend claimed. She believed him. But as the scandal heated up, Quad lawyered up. Not because she was guilty, she wanted protection. As one media attorney put it, when someone you're close to is being investigated, you'd be dumb not to get a lawyer. Even if you're innocent, perception can wreck you. And wreck her, it almost did. Social media turned savage. Some fans stood by her. Others weren't so kind. Some straight up called her complicit. Some said she was too smart not to know. The knives were out, and through it all, she said nothing, until she did. Quad finally broke her silence on Instagram Live, and honey, it was raw. No makeup, no glam, just pain. "I loved a man I didn't really know," she began. Her voice wasn't shaky, it was resolved. And baby, that hit hard. She admitted to being ashamed, embarrassed, heartbroken, but she stood her ground. "I wasn't in the streets. I was in my home, building my brand and my peace." And the dagger? "I've been silent not because I'm guilty, but because I was grieving. Grieving the version of love I thought I had." Oof! But that wasn't the end of it. The internet went into forensic mode. They started piecing it all together, moment by moment. Let's rewind. Summer 2021. Quad and King first linked at a rooftop party on the 4th of July. He arrived in a matte black Porsche. She was radiant, but some guests already had questions. Who is this guy? Where's all this money coming from? Late 2021. The gifts start rolling in. Designer bags, diamond jewelry, a rumored Range Rover down payment. Quad's Insta starts shifting. Less strong woman posts, more soft life vibes. Early 2022. Friends say Quad starts disappearing from her usual social circles, not ghosting, but pulling back. It was like she was protecting him from us, one friend spilled. Mid-2022, King's car game gets suspicious. He's spotted in a different luxury whip every week. No plates, brand new paint jobs, and fans start joking. Is he the Atlanta car fairy? Well, guess what? It wasn't a joke. Court documents would later confirm those were the same cars involved in the theft ring, some even parked outside Quad's house. She claimed he told her he had a private auto business, but that business, completely fake. November 2023, boom, the raid. Police hit a garage in East Point, King's alleged chop shop inside, stripped down cars, fake VIN plates, security footage of deals going down. 2 weeks later, King is in handcuffs. But here's the twist. Quad wasn't named in the investigation, not once. So, was she completely clueless or just careful? After King's arrest, Quad vanished. No filming, no media. And when the verdict dropped, guilty on multiple felonies, her entire brand stood on the edge. Let's talk fallout. Blogs blew up. Reality star's boyfriend convicted. Did Quad know? Her name trended without even being in the headlines. TMZ dropped hints. YouTube gossip channels dissected every moment. Old footage reemerged. Quad with King, Quad filming luxury cars in her driveway, even a now-deleted story with the caption, "So blessed." And the streets? They judged hard. Some fans stood strong. Shark's stand with Quad trended, but the backlash was brutal. "You too smart not to know," one commenter snapped. "You let that man play you like a fool," another wrote. Brand deals paused. A cookware partnership reportedly pulled out. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a PR disaster. Quad moved quick. She hired a crisis PR firm, top tier, the kind politicians call when the heat's on. Their game plan? Minimize, redirect, rebuild. Suddenly, her social feed changed. A throwback photo of young Quad with the caption, "Sometimes you gotta go back to who you were before the world happened to you." Poetic, strategic, classic quadrangle. But the real question lingered, did she fall for a criminal or protect one? Because if she really didn't know, that's tragic. But if she did and stayed quiet, whew, that's another level. And now, baby, the world is watching. Will she disappear or will she fight back? So what now? Quad standing at a major crossroad, and the cameras may not be rolling, but every move she makes feels like it's playing out on the world's biggest stage. Option 1, the quiet exit. Vanish for a while. No interviews, no statements, no reality TV. Just time to herself, to heal, reset, and maybe reimagine her life without the public eye watching her every breath. And to be honest, no one would blame her. The world can be vicious, especially toward Black women who dare to love publicly, cry openly, and fall for the wrong man. Quad has been through a storm of judgment already. Her messy divorce, cast drama, family tension, and this situation? This one could have broken anybody. But here's the catch with silence. It's not always seen as strength. In the media world, sometimes disappearing just looks like guilt, like surrender, like a woman who couldn't handle the heat. Brands may walk, fans may drift, networks may cut ties, and suddenly the woman who once owned her storyline on national TV fades into nothing more than a headline. Option 2, the bold rebrand. And let's be real, that would be so Quad. What if she leaned into the chaos, owned the story, flipped the script on her own terms? She could write a memoir, raw, unfiltered, all tea, no chaser, not just about King, but about every high, every heartbreak, every time she trusted a man who didn't deserve her light. Imagine the title, Blindsided, loving the wrong man while becoming the right woman. That's bestseller material right there. She could take it further, launch a podcast about healing from manipulation, red flags in relationships, how to rebuild your life after betrayal, start a speaking tour for women over 40 reclaiming their identity, or partner with nonprofits that support survivors of emotional abuse and help women start over. Because baby, Quad still has a voice, a powerful one. And let's not forget, this woman knows how to perform. She's a storyteller by nature. And her fans, they're waiting. Now what about Married to Medicine? Could she come back from this? Well, if you've been following Bravo long enough, you know they live for a comeback. Redemption arcs are their bread and butter. Nene Leakes came back stronger after scandal. Tamar Braxton rebranded her pain into purpose. Even Phaedra Parks found her way back into the fold. If Quad walks back into that reunion, taping with her chin up, tears ready, and truth on her lips, baby, she might just own the season. Viewers don't just forgive, they root for realness, especially when it's messy, especially when it's authentic. And let's be honest, this drama is made for reality reality TV. But Quad has to get the timing and tone just right. No defensiveness, no spin, just that signature mix of grace, vulnerability, and shade that only she can serve, and if she pulls it off, she won't just return, she'll reign. Now let's zoom out, because this story isn't just about a man going to prison, it's about a woman being blindsided in the most public way possible, and still finding the courage to speak her truth. It's about what happens when love becomes betrayal, and trust turns into trauma. It's about surviving the fallout, and deciding whether to rebuild, or walk away from the rubble altogether. For Quad, this moment is a mirror. It's forcing her to confront not just what King did, but what she believed, what she overlooked, what she hoped for when she ignored the questions. And it's a reminder that even the strongest women can fall for the biggest lies. But here's the thing. Falling for the wrong person doesn't make you weak. Staying silent forever does. And Quad? She's not staying silent anymore. She may not have known what King was up to in those garages. She may not have checked the VIN numbers or asked about the paperwork. But she knows now, and she's finally saying it loud. The man she loved wasn't who he claimed to be. And the love she thought she had? It was built on lies. But here's what matters. She's not letting those lies define her anymore. Because if there's one thing Quad has proven, again and again, it's that she doesn't stay down. She rebuilds, reinvents, comes back stronger, louder, wiser. This could be her comeback, or it could be her curtain call. The choice? It's all hers. So, what do you think? Was Quad just a woman in love who got blindsided by a con artist? Or did she turn a blind eye to what was parked in her own driveway? Was this just bad luck? Or a lesson she refused to learn until it cost her everything? Does she deserve a second chance in the spotlight? Or should she take this as a sign to leave the fame behind for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get into it. And if you're still watching, you're definitely part of the fam. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more raw, real, and sometimes messy deep dives into the lives of your favorite and not so favorite stars. Until next time, stay bold, stay loud, and remember, the truth always comes out. Truth always comes out. Truth